In this video, we'll be going over IRS Notice CP75C. This is a notice that you might receive from the Internal Revenue Service about your earned income tax credit. So this notice is pretty straightforward, so we'll go through it briefly, but the focus of this video will break down some of the rules about the earned income credit and what you can do about being able to be eligible for the tax credit in the future. So a couple of things. One, this is pretty clear cut. You applied for, or you probably completed Schedule EIC to claim the earned income credit in a tax year. So in this case, that would be tax year 2016. The notice date came out January 28th, 2019. And in this case, the IRS just says, we're not allowing your credit. And then it goes on to explain a little bit more that you were banned from the earned income credit because you intentionally disregarded the rules or you made a fraudulent tax claim. So because you have a ban that's in effect, the IRS is not allowing your tax credit. So a couple things. Before we dive into those details, I am going to circle back to this section up here and cover a couple of things. So you can always pick up what the notice number is at the top right corner, the tax year, the notice date. In this particular situation, there's nothing that the IRS is requesting, so you don't necessarily need to respond within a certain time frame. However, the IRS will send you a notice with information and instructions within the next 30 days. So you should at least be aware that by the end of February, you should have received something else from the IRS. So, and then your taxpayer information and a contact phone number for the IRS. The other thing that I wanted to point out is your name and address should be up to date in your tax records. So whenever you file your income tax return, the IRS normally will update your records if your address on your most recent return is different from what is in the files. That's automatically updated. If you're in between tax returns, you can call the IRS, validate your information, and then change your address over the phone, or you can file the official change of address notice, either IRS Form 8822 for individual taxpayers, IRS Form 8822-B for business owners. In this case, this would be IRS Form 8822. So about the earned income credit, there are pretty strict criteria about claiming what are known as refundable tax credits. So refundable tax credits are tax credits that will reduce your tax bill dollar for dollar, even if it becomes a negative tax bill. So most tax credits are non-refundable, which means they can bring your tax bill down to zero, but not past that. So to illustrate, let's imagine that you had a $1,000 tax liability and you had an earned income credit that allowed you to claim up to $1,500. You would be able to bring your tax bill down below zero all the way to receiving a $500 refund. Whereas a non-refundable tax credit of $1,500 would bring your tax bill down to zero, but then would not bring your tax bill into a negative territory, and you would not be able to create a refund from that. So that's a little bit of a difference. And because of these refundable tax credits, the IRS is required to pay particular attention to people that may be either intentionally or recklessly disregarding the tax law, or just outright committing fraud to claim a tax credit that they are not entitled to. So the IRS is required by federal law to impose a 2-year ban if a taxpayer is deemed to have intentionally disregarded the rules, and a 10-year ban in cases of fraud. So the Taxpayer Advocate Service, which is part of the IRS but is an independent agency within the IRS, has issued several reports indicating that the IRS is not always consistent in applying the bans. So there may be cases where a taxpayer made a simple mistake and the IRS automatically imposes a 2-year ban. So if you don't do anything, you're going to be subject to that 2-year ban. But this is another reason why you should pay pretty close attention to your correspondence, because you may be able to appeal your ban. Every adverse action, there's always an appeals process within the IRS. So you can request a hearing. You can actually ask the IRS to explain how your earned income credit was disallowed and how a ban was placed. And if you don't get anywhere with the IRS, you should contact the Taxpayer Advocate Service to take a closer look at your situation to make sure that the IRS did everything in accordance with the proper regulations and instructions. So we'll put links in the show notes on how you can contact the Taxpayer Advocate Service, as well as some other relevant links that might help you out in this. So the last thing we're going to do in this video, we're going to take a quick peek at this page to see if there's anything that we can uncover about your CP75C notice. So again, you can go over it with your tax preparer. You can review the rules for claiming the earned income credit, and you can call the IRS for assistance. There's a couple of frequently asked questions, as well as links to other resources, publications, so on and so forth. So there should be a year stated on your notice where you can start claiming the tax credit again. Of course, I did not see that when we got into this. Let's take a closer look. So I don't see any year where indicated here where this taxpayer can start claiming the earned income credit. So pay particular attention to your correspondence. Make sure your address is up to date so that you are on top of your correspondence. And then contact, if not the IRS, contact the Taxpayer Advocate Service if you believe that you did everything in accordance with the rules, or if you had a tax preparer, talk over this with that person. For certain individuals that are considered low-income taxpayers, the IRS operates the Low-Income Taxpayer Clinic that can help you navigate through this challenge. So if they helped you with your tax return, you should be able to go to them, the Low-Income Taxpayer Clinic, which is a part of the Taxpayer Advocate Service, to get additional assistance. So as I mentioned, we'll put links in the show notes to articles and videos we've created about some of the topics and tax forms covered here. So if you like our articles, please subscribe to our newsletter. If you like our YouTube videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, if there's another topic, if you have any questions, please post them in the comments section. Thank you very much and have a great day.